I feel that he was a baby. Now, I'm all for if you want to date somebody younger, go for it. You know what I mean? But because of his circumstance and why in which he came to her, wounded and hurt, and in her lap, how in the hell did he get off the lap and then you got onto the dick? I don't understand.
Open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. It was murder in there.
But here's what nobody is connecting: the calculated pattern, the same playbook allegedly used again and again on young, vulnerable rappers and rising male stars who came seeking guidance, mentorship, or a way out of their struggles, only to find themselves trapped in the Smiths' orbit. For decades, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith positioned themselves as Hollywood's most conscious, evolved power couple. They spoke openly about non-traditional marriage, personal growth, and mentoring the next generation. But according to women who were once inside their inner circle, including Tisha Campbell and Lisa Ray, that public image allegedly concealed a much darker and more manipulative reality. Tisha Campbell's recent willingness to speak out has ripped the lid off what many now describe as a systematic pattern, identifying talented but damaged young men in the music industry, particularly rappers and singers facing health crises, financial trouble, or emotional voids, and drawing them into the Smiths' world under the guise of help. Let's start with the most public example, August Alsina. By 2015, the young R&B artist was in a desperate place: liver disease, nerve damage that robbed him of his ability to walk normally, Percocet addiction, mounting bills, and an impending eviction. His relationship with his own mother was fractured. In his own words, he felt a deep void.
We all want family. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught to we live, we grow, we create a family. I mean, that's what you do. You be with your family. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a void out here for a lot of people. I know for me, I feel a void in my life because I can't get down with my family like that.
Turn to Jada Pinkett Smith for spiritual guidance. What began as conversations allegedly turned romantic and physical, despite a 20-plus year age gap. August later posted an incredibly romantic birthday message to Jada on her 47th birthday, calling her "my little piece of heaven here on earth" and love personified. Many noted that even Will had never publicly expressed such intense affection toward Jada. When the entanglement became public, August described the depth of his commitment.
Me his blessing. And I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, you know, and I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it.
He also spoke about the personal cost.
I've lost money, friendships, relationships behind it, and I think it's because people don't necessarily know the truth, but I've never done anything wrong.
Tisha Campbell and Lisa Ray saw this situation as painfully familiar. Both women had allegedly been pulled into the Smiths' dynamic years earlier. Tisha and Dwayne Martin were close to Will and Jada. The Smiths attended their wedding. Tisha attended the Smiths' wedding. But according to Tisha's account and supporting claims, Will had a long-standing crush on Tisha. Jada allegedly knew and helped facilitate an open arrangement involving all four adults. The Smiths reportedly helped fund business ventures for Tisha and Dwayne, including restaurants, but maintained significant financial control. When Tisha's marriage collapsed and she attempted to leave, she discovered that key assets, including their home, were allegedly tied to the Smiths. A reported $1.4 million loan meant she walked away with almost nothing, despite years of struggle, including raising a child with special needs. Tisha later posted messages that many interpreted as direct shade toward the Smiths. Lisa Ray's experience was equally damaging. After introducing Dwayne Martin to her then-husband, Michael McKeesick, she claims things spiraled. Dwayne allegedly introduced her husband to other women in Hollywood, and their relationship allegedly became far more intimate than a simple friendship. Lisa described watching her marriage dissolve while Dwayne had unrestricted access to her home.
I've always been afraid to date in LA. I had heard stories and,
what stories
about the parties, about the Down Low Brothers, and about all of that. And I'm like, I ain't for none of that. You know what I mean? I don't want you to be playing with me. I don't want to be no notch on nobody's belt.
According to broader allegations, the Smiths' circle allegedly involved more than just emotional manipulation. Claims of private parties, partner swapping, and recruitment through certain organizations have circulated for years. One of the most explosive accounts came from a former assistant.
I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process it for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder, like murder. It was murder in there.
Old clips of Will enthusiastically mentoring young talents have taken on new meaning in light of these stories. Speaking about Rashad, Brashier Gray, Will said,
Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
Rashad's later public struggles and viral videos where he appeared deeply troubled have led many to speculate he was another victim of the same industry mentorship pipeline. Jada herself has been open about her past. Further claims involve alleged use of Scientology materials and events at the Smith home to recruit and influence young men. One associate described Will distributing books such as Dianetics during private gatherings. When accusations surfaced, Jada responded, "It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a shakedown, a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action." Yet, as time has passed, some accusers continue speaking without visible legal repercussions, which has only intensified public suspicion. Tisha Campbell's decision to speak is being viewed by many as the breaking of a long silence. She and Lisa Ray are no longer protecting the image. They allege Jada specifically targeted young rappers and male artists who were wounded, offering a motherly ear, then allegedly shifting the dynamic into something far more intimate and controlling. Once the young men were emotionally invested or financially entangled, they were allegedly discarded or left to spiral. This pattern, according to the women, wasn't one-off. It allegedly repeated with August, with echoes and stories involving Rashad Gray and potentially others who have not yet come forward. The combination of power, wealth, access to struggling talent, and an open marriage philosophy allegedly created the perfect conditions for exploitation. The entertainment industry has protected many such stories for decades. But with Epstein-related documents, Diddy allegations, and increased public scrutiny, the walls are closing in on many power couples, including the Smiths. Tisha Campbell's message is clear. The young rappers and artists who were allegedly lured in under the promise of mentorship deserved real help, not manipulation. As more details emerge and more old clips resurface, the carefully curated Smith brand is facing its most serious test yet. What started as private Hollywood drama has become a public reckoning. And if Tisha, Lisa, and others are correct, the full scope of how Jada allegedly trapped and cycled through young, vulnerable talent.
I've always been afraid to date in LA. I heard stories and,
What stories
about
you
the
heard
parties,
about
about the Down Low brothers, and about all of that. And I'm like, I ain't for none of that. You know what I mean? I don't want you to be playing with me. I don't want to be no notch on nobody's belt.
Maybe even darker than we've heard so far. The question now isn't whether more stories will surface. It's how many more names will finally find the courage to speak.